Hello everyone, my name is Andy Diederich. Welcome into our pregame interview presented by Recruitlings. It's finally here. The first round of the Kennedy Cup playoffs has already started, and the matchup today is a good one. The Benet Academy Red Wings host the St. Rita Mustangs for Game 2 of the first round. Benet leads the series 1-0 after going on a 5-0 win against St. Rita earlier this week. Standing next to me is the man tasked of trying to even the series, head coach of the St. Rita Mustangs, Brian Coleman. So, Coach, down 1-0 in the series, backs against the wall, obviously. What did you see in that first game for a room for improvement in this second matchup against Benet?
Definitely some mistakes, right? We just we had a model that we wanted to follow and made some mistakes that when you're playing the top seed, puck one up in the back of the net. So, we have to commit to that blueprint to try and not give up those mistakes. And then obviously we got to generate some offense. When you don't score, you can't win. So we got to get a little more offense.
And being the leader in the locker room, of course, is definitely a tall task here. Trying to convince the team that you can come back from this one with the backs against the wall and everything. What's kind of the message you're giving to all the players and the rest of the coaching staff in the locker room to go out and win today?
I mean, you got to play with intensity, right? You can't think of it as you got to win 2 games. It's just get out there, one game at a time, and break it down even shorter, right? Get out to your first shift, get a good first shift, try to get momentum, get your feet moving, and you're just playing hockey, right? These kids have been playing hockey their whole lives, so you just got to ratchet up your intensity level and keep going, and then break it down into smaller increments, shifts at a time.
I think the one thing a lot of people look at with this Benet team is their prolific offense, but their defense is just as stout. And I think that's one of the big things that have gotten them so deep and been so good so far. What's your plan to at least try and limit what they're able to do in stopping you getting the puck where you want it?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is the goaltender, right? Like, everybody says, hey, defense is good when the goaltending is great, and Benet has a great goaltender. So, we got a couple chances in game 1 that, we didn't score on, right? A couple odd man rushes, a couple 2-on-1s, had a couple breakaways. Like, those are going to be the chances, right? If we get that many, we got to capitalize them. And we have some kids who can put the puck in back in the net. Just didn't happen to do it that time. So, when you're playing, a team that's very well coached, very, strong in their discipline and tough to beat, you're going to have to take advantage when you do get those chances. So I think that would be just our biggest difference that we're hoping to accomplish tonight.
Final thoughts, Coach Coleman. You went to St. Rita yourself once upon a time. What does it mean to be able to lead St. Rita, your alma mater, in the playoffs like this? What does that mean to you personally?
It's not about me. It's about the kids, right? I had a lot of fun when I played it, a ton of fun, and you just want to give those kids the same opportunity to play in the finals and play in the playoffs and win and advance and play in front of crowds, and it's a good group of kids. It's a good community, and we just want to try to give them that same opportunity.
A noble sportsman. Very well said, Coach Coleman. Thank you for your time and best of luck today. We will now bring in Benet's head coach, Andrew Schlie. Coach, long time no see. We actually haven't gotten to speak since the playoffs started. So, yeah, just starting off there. How are you feeling? How are you keeping everyone's heads on straight now that you're the first seed heading into the Kennedy Cup playoffs?
Let that go for a second. We take it game by game, shift by shift. We don't really look too far ahead. That's intentional. Our focus is on making that next best play.
A 5-0 win in Game 1. Pretty convincing stuff. I think the most impressive thing, 5 different goal scorers for all 5 of those pucks that found the net. What does that say about the depth and the versatility of your offense that you've been putting out there this season?
We've had luxury of having 6 players who have double digits in scoring this year, and it's spreading out the offense is what you have to do to be successful long term. It can't be a one-person show, and thankfully we have a group that's doing that this year.
And I mentioned it to Coach Coleman. We talk about the Benet offense. I think it's no doubt that that's the big strength of this team. The Benet defense is not to be messed with either. What can you say about kind of the unsung leaders on the backside that have really helped this team succeed?
I mean, we've got 7 players that can play defense and do on a regular basis. They're really strong. They're really smart players, and we take advantage of that. They've gotten a lot better in the second half of the season, and we needed them to. So they're coming into the shape where I need them to be for the playoffs.
All right, we'll finish up. Your final thoughts going into this one. The sign on the Benet locker room says prepare to win. How is Benet preparing to win today against St. Rita?
I mean, St. Rita's tough. I am a St. Rita grad. It's always, they're the reason we're in the Catholic League. It's a source of pride for me whenever we play against them. It doesn't matter what the records are. They've always given us a very tough game, and I expect nothing different today.
Coach Lee, thank you so much for your time. Stay tuned, everybody. We got our pregame show coming up right after this.